I'm Molly, I'm your yoga teacher. Welcome to a new series. Today we'll begin class 1 of 4 in a yin for tight or sore muscles. The first class will be back focus, like low back. Second class will be leg focus, like your quads and hamstrings. Third class will be neck and shoulders and chest. And then fourth class will be hips, glutes, hip flexors. So the goal is to have them be around 30 minutes. That way, if you only have 30 minutes, great, pick a class. Or if you have longer, you can kind of combine however you would like. So each pose in this yin restorative practice will be held for a few minutes. There's not going to be any flow. It's just going to be nice, yummy, long held stretches. As many props as you can get, great. I'm going to have 2 blocks and a bolster, but improvise with pillows, blankets, whatever you can find, and we'll get started. All right, today we're going to begin actually standing up. So find whatever props you can find to stack. I'm going to do 2 blocks on their highest height and then a bolster lengthwise across that. And first, I just want us to feel our feet grounding into the mat. Close your eyes down. Tune into your breath just for 3 cycles here, centering yourself into this practice. So in through your nose. Feel the air fill up your belly, your ribs, your chest, and out through your nose, nice and slow. Breathe in through your nose. Hold at the top for just a count, and then nice slow exhale. Releasing your shoulders down from your ears. One more just like that. Good. Now we're going to come into a forward fold supported. So start out with plenty of bend in your knees, and then rest your forearms, your elbows, or your head, or all the above on whatever props you've built up. So the idea here is that over time, we're able to feel the space between each spinal segment just kind of relax and increase. Maybe your low back loosens its grip, loosens its tight hold. You're able to send more breath into that area. Your head and your shoulders should feel really heavy. You're not holding on to any type of tension or contraction. Focusing on creating slow, rhythmic breath throughout this whole practice. You don't need to overthink it, just let it be calm. And as you feel your low back stretching and lengthening, maybe you're able to straighten into your legs a little more. Although this is not a neck focused class, feel that space and length move throughout your whole spine. So your head feels heavy, your neck feels unburdened. Hold here for 3 more breaths. Big breath in, fill up your kidney area. Let your low back widen. And then exhale. Slowly bend into your knees. Press the weight through your heels and the soles of your feet. And bring your props out to the side. We'll just be using your pillow or bolster. For the next pose, it'll be a supported child's pose. So bring whatever you have in between your knees. I like to tuck it way back in between my thighs. Sit your hips down to your heels and then just fold your body down on top of your bolster. Turning onto one cheek. Well, that last pose required some engagement in order to stand. This one you can truly and totally just melt like a puddle. Completely releasing and relaxing any hold you have. To give your low back some time and space to reset. Keep breathing slow and steady. Feel the space across the back of your heart widen as your shoulder blades drip down. Feel your legs become heavier and your outer hips roll down towards the earth. Just give your body a break. If you want option to switch onto the opposite cheek, keep breathing. Tailbone is sinking down towards the mat. Take 5 more full breaths here. Filling up through your belly, the sides of your waist, and your low back. And then releasing. Good, one more breath here together. Inhale. And big exhale, maybe out of your mouth this time. Move into an extension stretch. So slowly rise out of your child's pose. And then push your bolster to the top of your mat. We're going to find Sphinx or seal pose. So lay your body down flat, belly down onto the mat. Resting on your elbows and forearms, spiraling your inner thighs up towards the sky, untucking your toes. And I like to kind of dig my elbows into the mat and pull them backwards to traction through my low back space. If this feels like a lot, stay here or even just lower down into crocodile pose, resting your cheek on your hands. But if you're ready for a bit more extension, you can prop your elbows onto that bolster. So it'll create more of a curve in your low back. And again, you can think about energetically pulling your elbows back towards your hip bones. Belly button sinks down towards the mat. Stay upright for a couple minutes and then we'll all fold down and completely relax. Maybe on your inhales you feel a few cracks or pops. Feel that lengthening. Feel your breath able to expand more. As you're able to relax more, you'll feel your hip pointers just meld into the mat. So pelvis is heavy, elbows are heavy, but your spine is nice and light. As your body starts to sink more, maybe you rest the whole underside of your forearm down, rest the top of your chest down. And release some of that engagement. Now you feel the bottoms of your ribs relaxing down onto the mat. more breaths, although it feels like I could stay in this one all day. Bend into your knees, curl your heels towards your glutes, and just windshield wiper your feet from side to side, creating some movement in your low back. And then as you're ready, press through your palms. And then swing your legs to one side. Legs extend straight in front of you. We'll move into caterpillar or a forward fold pose. So this is a great one for as many props as you would like. You could stack up multiple pillows on tops of your thighs and just fold forward. I'm going to see if I can stack a block on either side of my knees, or depending on your flexibility on your thighs, on your calves. Bolster on top of that, just like how we started. And eventually, rest your body down. Your forehead relaxes onto your props, arms become heavy. Find any wiggles you need to do so that you can totally relax. You might feel this one start to creep up into your mid-back space. That is not a bad thing. We're all connected. If this feels like you just can't get comfortable in that forward fold, I recommend bringing a pillow or a folded up blanket underneath your knees and bend them up, just to take some of the tension away from your hamstrings and low back. And here you might find that you're able to fold more. Place your hands somewhere along your body if you're able to feel more grounded. Identify that space, that low back area, and just check in. How's it doing? Do you still feel like it's trying to grip and control? Can you find a little more release and softening? Let your body become heavier down towards the mat or down towards your props. And send breath there. Take 3, 4, 5 more breaths.
much ease as you can. Gently
rise to a seated posture. Slide your prop out. Scoot your hips forward and lay your back down onto your mat. Just take a breath to feel your body resting down, feel your points of contact. Then we're going to move into a nice side body opening, which can feel so good for your low back. So bring your heels over to the left corner of your mat. Option to cross ankles. And then scoot your hips all the way to the right. Move to banana. If you want, you can interlace your hands on opposite elbows and arc them over to the left as well. So we're creating a nice rainbow shape, a banana shape. Cinching through the left side waist, but really expanding through the right side waist. Find a comfortable spot and settle in. The pose. I like to even teach patients in the hospital who have low back pain because it's simple. You can do it anywhere. And you're literally creating more space for your spinal nerves to glide. If it feels like a lot of effort for you to hold your arms, feel free to relax them down. Option to pause the video and stay longer if you'd like. Otherwise, we're going to switch sides. To bring your heels over to the right corner of the mat, crossing your ankles for more support. Hips scoot to the left. So we're cinching through our right waist and opening through our left waist. Arms can come overhead, grasping opposite elbows. Feel that space between your left hip bone and your left lower ribs start to increase and soften. And then again, just feel into your body. If it feels like a lot for your arms, just rest them down. more breaths. And gently come back to center. We're going to move into a spinal twist. If you don't have any props, that's totally fine. You're going to hug your knees into your chest. And then extend your left leg long. Cross your right knee over to the left side. And come into a traditional spinal twist, opening your right arm out to the side. Gaze could follow. If you do have props, I'm going to do a little bonus. So bring the bolster underneath your left side waist. And then bring a pillow, blanket, or block, kind of like a pillow, for your left temple. So the bolster's right underneath your waist, resting your head down. And then extend your left leg long, cross your right knee over. Similar to I teach this one to patients in hospitals too. And I did it with a lady in a chair as well, just stacking pillows under one side, having her lean, and then cross her leg. It might work for you, it might not, but probably doesn't hurt. Arms can do whatever's comfortable. Feel yourself start to soften, just melt into your shape. Let go of any control. If you want more side body opening, you can remove your makeshift pillow and rest your head down. As you become more comfortable in this shape, maybe you peel your right shoulder open to the right, moving into more of a twist. You can also use a support system underneath that right shoulder. Letting your right elbow draw heavy down towards the earth. We're here for 5 more breaths. If your right arm is open, bring it over to the left, close it in, and then push through your right palm to rise up gently, and we'll switch sides. So again, if you don't have props, totally fine. You're going to hug your left knee in towards your chest, and cross it over to the right. If it doesn't feel like it touches the ground, rest it onto a pillow or a block, just so you can release a little more. And then extend your left arm out to the side and look over to the left. And if it feels too much to have the right leg extended, just stack your knees, bend them both in. If you have props, bring your bolster underneath your right waist, creating a bit of that rainbow arc shape again. Start out with something as a pillow underneath your right cheek. And extend right leg long, cross left knee over body. And let the props support you, that's what they're there for. Don't feel like you have to hover on top of them, but really sink into them. As you become more comfortable, you can rest your head down onto the mat, increasing that side stretch. And then you can also open your left shoulder out to the side, twisting more through the spine. But still let that left knee be heavy towards the mat. Might look funky, but it feels so good. Stay for 5 breaths, nice and slow. Start to close your left shoulder down on top of your right, rolling onto your right side. Press through your left palm and rise up halfway. And we're going to end with a supported bridge pose. So if you know you like to use a block on the lowest or middle setting. If you like to use something softer, I'm going to go with a bolster. And this is going to go on your sacrum, so that flat bone between your tailbone and your low back. Tuck it in. Let's bring our feet wide and our knees in the middle to touch. Bringing your knees in and your feet out, moving into internal rotation can help that sacral area just have a little more breathing room. I'm going to put my hands in my pockets because that's comfortable, but place your arms, your hands, wherever it is you feel like you can relax. This is our last pose, so really soak it up. Start to tune into your breath again. Where it goes, seeing where it flows freely, seeing where it gets stuck or caught along the way. And wherever that space is, just spend a little extra time there.
smoothing it over. If this feels like a good home for your Shavasana, you can stay here and move into meditation, or if you're in bed, you can go to sleep, whatever you're up to right now. But we'll end our practice here, and I will see you next time for our leg focus class. Thank you for joining. Namaste.